What's going on, Shady People? ShadyPenguinn here, finally back with another live Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. Today against the Shady person, Cade. His Twitter link is in the description. Remember, if you want a chance to battle me in one of these videos, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. My link is down there as well. Now, I know it's been a long time, but we are continuing our UU session that we started before I left for PAX South, and we're going to go over the team really quick, because I'm sure you guys need a refresher. We got Hoodlum and YellowSacrd, Crunchtrap, we got Primalzora, we got YellowSacrd, Kratos. Maybe I wasn't naming him after God of War. You know? Maybe I was naming him Kratos because I wanted to call him Kratos, not Kratos. I'm sorry, and Puff the Weezing. Let me know you think he's going to be the MVP in today's match. We have that's the most valuable Pokemon. Out of these 6, who do you think it's going to be? Let me know in the comment section down below. #bars. Let's go in. So, we currently have 1 win with this team. If we get a win right now, we will be looking for an OU match. We will have our third battle in OU. My opponent's team, though, is looking mighty threatening because, well, because let me tell you, he's got Clouded's gosh diggity darn mascot. Stop looking at me, phone. I want you to turn around. There we go. He's got Arcanine and Slampup. He's got Clouded. It's got Galvantula, Absol, Escavalier, and Hitmontop, 1 Intimidator, possible Sticky Web. We got to be careful at that Sticky Web. We also got to be careful, though, because he could quite possibly do things to us. Now, I think I'm going to get my Stealth Rocks up sooner rather than later, although he does have a Spinner, so maybe I'm not too concerned with that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up with Sacred, because Sacred is a very safe opening. It's a very safe Pokemon to open up with because when you see a Galvantula, it's usually packing the Focus Sash and wants to get that Sticky Web off right away. So if I can get in there, Volt Switch out, break the Sash, and go on into something more appropriate, such as anything else on my team, it would be fantastic. It would just be great. I mean, Donphan maybe not be the best. Calamity, that's definitely, yep. Oh, I love that. I love that. So this thing is in here against YellowSacrd, leading with Absol, Magic Bounce. That's why. That's not bad. That's not bad. So what I'm going to do, he's got nothing immune to electric. I might actually go for a T-Bolt. No, I'm going to Volt Switch in case this Mega Absol wants to set up really early game. Because if I had gone for a Thunderbolt and not one-shotted and he had gone for a Swords Dance, I don't know if Sucker Punch would sweep my team. I really don't know. Or it wouldn't sweep my team, but it would take out YellowSacrd. And I'm not trying to use YellowSacrd. Plus, we can see my opponent is going to hard switch out of Calamity and go out into Paladin. Paladin, the Escavalier, who at this point I am assuming is Assault Vest. Actually, that does. Oh, that's a crit. I was gonna say it's a crit. I haven't had to yell that in so long. This is exciting. Actually, I yelled it a couple times while I was away. But we can see this thing in here. Of course, that's dangerous. But I'm gonna go ahead and you heard that bing. I'm turning my phone on silent now because it should not be making noise. You should not be making noise. We know this thing is specially defensive. I'm gonna go ahead and go out into. I mean, I could technically go out to Crunchtrap and get my Stealth Rocks up. Huh. I could do that. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get my Stealth Rocks up before that Absol Mega Evolves. It's true that my opponent can just go into the Hitmontop, and if he has the Rapid Spin, he can go for it. But you know what? Regardless, let's go ahead and do this. Let's do it up. Let's do it to it. Let's try to be true to it. Do it to it, true to it. I don't really know what I'm saying. Like Battles 54. Oh my gosh, Cade is going in. Cade is going in. You guys saw the update video yesterday because this battle's actually going up on Thursday. Today I'm headed to Apex in Jersey, so I won't be around too much. I'm hoping that I'll have these 2 battles, the GBA, and possibly, who knows, maybe something else. My opponent actually stays in with the Escavalier as I go for the Stealth Rocks. My opponent goes for the knockoff. Oh, that is going to smart. That definitely smarts. There goes my Light Clay. Would have liked to have gotten a fully Reflect up, but unfortunately that's not the case. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Reflect at this point. Although it won't be 8 turns and it'll only be 5, it'll still be worth it getting it up. It will still be worth it getting it up. Now at this point, my opponent's going to want to switch out most likely into the... Ooh, he's staying in. He's going in. He's gonna go hard. He goes for the X Scissor, but it's not going to KO me at all because the Reflect is here and my defense is sky high. At this point, I really do think he's going to switch out. Considering I have the screens up, I have the potential to go out into YellowSacrd. Do I go into YellowSacrd? Maybe go into the Primalzora. I know a lot of you guys. Oh, I'm running the Ice Beam Primalzora. I thought I put Icy Wind on it. Maybe I changed it in the team building video. Or I grabbed the wrong one. One of the two. Something tells me I grabbed the wrong one. No, I'm not sure. It still is competitive. And it's got Toxic Recover. I'm not sure. We can go into the Donphan here if we want to, but I think he's going to go into something with Intimidate. You know what? I'm gonna go into YellowSacrd. I think the Hitmontop's gonna come in. Have I been outspeeding? I have been. So Scavalier still might be switching out. We don't know yet, but YellowSacred's going to come in, and my opponent is most likely going to withdraw, because at that point you saw a little damage he was able to do. Goes out into Calamity, actually the Mega Absol, who we already were dealing with. So this is awesome. We're gonna go ahead and get our get some damage off on this thing with the Stealth Rocks, and I'm gonna go for a Thunderbolt this time around. I don't want to go for a Volt Switch because there's a chance that, I mean, Raikou's a legendary base, so he could possibly take this thing out in one shot with a Thunderbolt. I know I'm not Specs or anything, but it's an Absol. Frail, it's a frail little duck. Plus, I think there's a stronger chance that my opponent will switch out. So, I know going for Volt Switch is normally a good thing to do when you think your opponent's going to switch, because you can get switch initiative. But honestly, with this team, I don't have many Pokemon that are good pivot Pokemon, I guess I would say. I'm not sure exactly what the term would be to use it. Basically, I don't have any Pokemon that I don't want to switch out into. He's going to Sucker Punch. Ooh, that's kind of smart. It's a Mega Absol. Okay, that does really bad damage, and I'm going to Thunderbolt away. So that was really bad damage, and he's going to get... Ooh, he just barely lives. So Sucker Punch is fairly obvious here. I'm going to play into that Sucker Punch, and I'm not going to play into it, I'm sorry. I'm going to predict that Sucker Punch, because at this point I think he gave up on his Calamity, and he said, hey, no way, Jose. So I'm going to go into the Kratos, and just Sucker Punch should fail. There it is. And now I have the Ice Shard, which of course will be able to take him out. I'm still going to go for the Ice Shard no matter what, because even if my opponent did want to... switch out, the Stealth Rocks will take him out, so Ice Shard is still a very safe play for me. My opponent only has one Pokemon that is immune to ground, so Kratos is going to be able to put in more work in this battle than possibly what he did last time. You guys can see I haven't even entered the Hall of Fame. My opponent is going to switch out. I guess he's planning... Oh, that's Dreidel to Hitmontop. I was going to say, he's planning on getting rid of those rocks, and that is exactly what my opponent's going to do. He's going to intimidate me, so it's going to work out perfect for my opponent. Now, I should have been the wiser, and I want to keep this Hitmontop around, to be honest. I know he's going to go for a Rapid Spin. We don't see an item yet, so maybe this thing is Assault Vest. I don't have a Ghost type. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go for an EQ. I want to keep this Dreidel around, but just barely. I want to keep him around just barely, because I want to get my Melodic Competitive off, because everyone's telling me that competitive is not viable in singles. I understand that it's not, like, ideal. I know that the scale is much better, but... Look at how much that did. But I would really love to get a +2 Melodic in singles on the field right now. And I think that there's a possibility he's going to go for Toxic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch out into Puff Puff, because I think he's going to want to break down or wear down my Donphan. So either he's going to switch out or he's going to go for Toxic. And either way, Weezing the Puff Puff is just ready to go. Always smoking it up. Just, he's smoking like the mask, you know? He's going to withdraw his Dreidel, which I'm happy about, because then my Melodic can hopefully... somehow make some things happen. And Azelf is going to come through. Now, this is a specially offensive Pokemon. Very solid move for my opponent, because he's going to be in against a Weezing. And Weezing clearly does not want to take any sort of damage from this thing. So what I'm actually going to do... no, that doesn't matter. It's not going to help. Alright, I'm going to go into Crunchtrap. I think that there's a chance my opponent will go for just a Stealth Rock. Possibility. I could definitely see him going for Stealth Rock here. Nasty plot as my webcam freezes. So I don't know if my webcam unfroze yet, but that is not a very attractive face for my webcam. Oh, there we go. Fantastic. That was great. Thanks, webcam. Really glad. This is a brand new webcam, too, and it's just not working. So we can see that the Nasty plot is here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be eating a Shadow Ball right now, but it's okay. I'm going to attempt to set up a light screen regardless. There's a... Oh! Up! That's a dead. Oh, my gosh. So we've got Nasty plot Flamethrower on this thing. Can we come back from this? I know we're not really super behind, but honestly, Azelf at +2 is scary. It is scary. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go into YellowSacrd. And I am Choice Scarfed. My opponent might know this, but I'm Choice Scarfed. I'm going to go for the Volt Switch because I have to. I pretty much have to. We're going to Volt Switch it up so that we can outspeed, get out of here with some hopefully solid damage. What I hope to be solid damage. It is, in fact, fantastic damage, so we will not be getting swept. There's no chance of a sweep here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and predict a Psychic-type move. Oh, do I do that? Do I really do that? Or do I just sacrifice something? I mean, in my mind, he's going to have a Psychic-type move, Flamethrower, and Shadow Ball. So Hoodlum should be able to deal with all of those. He's going to go for the Psychic, completely immune. I think I'm free to set up a Dragon Dance here. You know what? No. Let's just go for a knockoff. No reason to set up. Let's just knock off. If he wants to stay in and go for a resisted Shadow Ball or a +2 Flamethrower, he can. The Flamethrower would do a decent amount of damage. He is, in fact, going to do that. Now, I kind of wish I had gone for the Dragon Dance because I would have a +1, actually a +2/+1 Scrafty on the field, and I don't know that a Slam Puppy will be able to take me out. Now, I'm going to get my Moxie boost, like I just said. That's why I would be at +2/+1, and my Life Orb is going to take its toll. There's not many Pokemon on my opponent's side of the field that I can Drain Punch up. He's not going to go into a Scavalier. He's not stupid. My opponent's not stupid. I mean, I wish he'd go into a Scavalier. That'd be fantastic because I have speed and I get a Drain Punch off, get like so much health back, so I'm at +1. I would love it. I would love it. But instead, I predict either the Arcanine or the Galvantula to come through. I mean, them on top, I guess, is kind of a possibility, but I feel like that thing is more utility than anything else. I know he'd want to get my attack deck back down to neutral, but there's really no point. He is actually going to go out into this thing. Oh my goodness. Well, I might not get my opportunity to use competitive Milotic. I don't think it'll happen, because I'm going to go ahead and go for a Drain Punch here. And kind of let Callum go down. If my opponent wants to go for a fighting type move, let him go for it. Hitmontop's just bobbing and weaving, ready to go. I love Hitmontop's eyes. They're just so funny. I like inverting them on thumbnails and making him look even creepier. It's fantastic. Giving him black pupils. He looks so awkward for some reason. With the black ones, it looks like he's got concave eyes. And when you make a white, it's like, it's weird. So I'm going to get my Drain Punch off. I'm at neutral, so this should still take him out, and it's going to. So there goes any chance of my competitive Milotic coming through. However, I shouldn't be too upset about it because I did take out a Hitmontop in the process. We're going to get another Moxie boost, although it really does not matter. Now, though, I have 3 more HP than before. Now, can I survive an extreme speed from an Arcanine? Will Hoodlum survive? I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you anything, really. Really couldn't. So, Galvantula is going to come in Webhead. Gonna definitely want to set up that sticky web. So, I'm just gonna go for a +1 Poison Jab. He might want to just take me out, which is what I would do, but he might get a little greedy and predict me to switch, because he has been getting greedy so far, my opponent. So he might predict me for the switch and go for the sticky web instead. However, I think that would be a grave mistake. Although it is one that I would make. Hashtag bars. Go straight up for the Bug Buzz. That is going to take me out. I cannot see me living that. However, seeing Bug Buzz makes me think his moveset is Volt Switch, Sticky Web, Bug Buzz, probably Thunderbolt. I don't think he has the Energy Ball. That is, oh, hold on. That is Life Orb. That is Life Orb. That is interesting. That is interesting. Well, we do have our tried and true method, our center of this team. Although he was not the star, he is just sacred as anything. YellowSacrd comes through, and I can just go for the Volt Switch and get massive damage off. I have to say, my opponent does set up the web. I'm going to be in a bind. I will be in a bind, without a doubt. It's true. He's going to withdraw his Webhead. I was going to say I can go into my Donphan and just Rapid Spin it away, but still, something you don't want to have to do. Paladin's going to come through and going to take a Volt Switch. This time we're going to see him take it much, much better. As you guys can, oh my gosh, that is powerful. That is fantastic. Now, what I'm going to have to do, though, is go out into my Donphan. Considering that the Clouded is gone, my opponent no longer has any Pokemon that are immune to Ground type. As I said at the beginning of this match, Kratos is just going to go for the EQ here. Although it's neutral against Paladin, I'm a very strong Donphan. I believe in my Donphan. It can do great things. And it'll one-shot an Arcanine. I mean, the Intimidate might hurt me a bit, but it should one-shot an Arcanine. Donphan is just mean mugging. Just straight up mean mugging. I can't wait to build our next team that will hopefully be happening over this weekend, if not when we get back from Apex. Next week we'll have a team building session. I may start doing those live on Twitch and have you guys literally build the team with me, but I don't know. Then you guys will know exactly how to counter me half the time. So Earthquake is going to take Paladin out because it is neutral. Note that it is not super effective because although Paladin is part steel, is also part bug, and bug resists ground. So neutrality. Webhead's going to come through, and this is an interesting play because my opponent can, most likely this shows me he has the Energy Ball, but I don't really have a choice. I kind of have to stay in here with Kratos. There's the Energy Ball. I am sturdy, so I'll live this, but it's not something that I wanted to have to deal with. I'd rather not take all that damage, but we're gonna get an EQ off, and that should be enough to take Webhead out. Down goes Peter, and Donphan is just here. No Sticky Web up. My opponent, I believe, has 3 Pokemon left, or 2. It's quite possibly 2. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Riley the Arcanine. Oh. That's fantastic. Riley the Arcanine is here. He did intimidate me. And of course, that's a bit of a problem. However, I will be safe, and I will go out into Puff Puff. I'm not going to let my Donphan go down when, of course, the Absol is still here and could potentially Sucker Punch me to death. So, Flare Blitz is going to come through. Flare Blitz is going to come through, and Puff Puff, of course, is going to take that like a champion. That is most likely... Oh, we see the lefties. We see the lefties. We see the lefties. Well, I don't have any option, really. He can go for... He has to go for Flare Blitz. This is the best move to go for. I'm going to go for, of course, a Sludge Bomb. And I'm going to let Puff Puff show off his stuff. This Puff Puff, although a defensive monster, can also dish out some damage. It's a crit! I take another crit. We got the Flare Blitz. I like the leftovers with the Flare Blitz. It counters itself. It balances itself out. We're not going to snag a poison off of that, but it's all right. It's okay. We can try another day. I'm hoping this thing does not have Morning Sun, because that will be a bit troublesome for us. It definitely will be a bit troublesome for us. I also don't want to go... I don't want to allow it to take a Flare Blitz and then a follow-up Wild Charge, so I want to kind of fodder something off. And Puff Puff seems to be doing that perfectly. Taking a crit, dishing out some damage, letting my opponent get the recoil off. Sludge Bomb's going to come through. Will we snag a poison? We do not, but it's okay. So now clearly my opponent is... well, I wouldn't say that he's clearly going to go for Flare Blitz. I guess there's a chance he'll Morning Sun. But I think he's just going to Flare Blitz. I don't think he has the Morning Sun. I'm hoping he doesn't. Nobody has Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Wild Charge, Close Combat. There's the Flare Blitz. Down goes Puff Puff. Had I not gotten critted, I would be able to take another one, but that's not the way the cookie crumble. I don't know why that's exactly what wheezing sounds like in my mind. I don't understand. I don't know what's going on anymore. I haven't recorded in so long. So we're down to a pretty low amount. I could go on into YellowSacrd, and YellowSacrd can pretty much secure this for us. I know this is going to kind of force my opponent to go for an extreme speed. It is what it is. But I think this is a bit safer of a play. I mean, we saw that the Sucker Punch does absolutely nothing to me. So we've got this game in the bag. There's the extreme speed. We are going to take that. It's going to do a decent amount, but nothing crazy, and below 50% after 2 hits, but that's really not too bad, because Volt Switch is going to be enough to take down my opponent's Arcanine. And we know my opponent's last Pokemon is in fact the Absol that he spun those rocks away for, but because of how little HP my opponent is at, I'm going to be able to go out into my Primal Zora, who is at full HP, and be able to take whatever this guy wants to dish at me. It could be a stab knockoff from a Mega Absol, I don't care, I will eat it up. I'm a Primal Zora. Before Zoras evolved, they look like this. And look at that, Calamity has like no HP left. We're just going to go for the Scald. We're just going to straight up go for the Scald. Why not? Melodic is a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl. Don't you crit me. It's no crit. It wouldn't have mattered if it was. So unfortunately, my opponent... Well, not unfortunately, but fortunately for me, we did get this second win, which means we will be taking this team to OU. I know you guys love when we take a team and a tier underneath up to the next one. So thank you so much for that, Battlecade. It was a lot of fun. 3-0, not too bad. I did hold momentum most of that match. Had you gotten the Sticky Web up, I would have been extremely, extremely nervous, but that wasn't the case. If you guys did enjoy this battle, please go ahead and leave a like rating down below. That really would mean the world to me. Of course, if you feel as though you can provide a more competitive battle, make sure you're following me on Twitter. Make sure you're active when you want to have a battle, because I ask for them frequently. I'm going to get the heck out of here, though. Have yourselves a good day, but above all else, keep it shady. Sylveon swiftly dodges. What a nimble ribbon. What a nimble ribbon. But there's no reason to do that, because he's got minus defense right now, and that would just be silliness.